I would like to welcome Joe Davis with Nextiva.
Welcome, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me today. I'm going to try to share my screen, and hopefully I do that successfully. All right. Can everyone see, or can we get confirmation that you can see my first slide here?
That looks good.
All right. Perfect. So my guess is, well, first of all, I want to say I do not like being slide shared to death. And so I'm proud to say that I only have 4 slides today. Like what was mentioned in the tee up, this call is probably going to go a little shorter than the regular presentations. I want to open up the floor for questions more than just the last couple minutes. Um, my guess is what I'm going to talk about today is not going to be typical of the way that you have vendors talk to you. Um, Transparently, we're about 2 weeks off of our sales kickoff. We are a mid-year fiscal company, so July was the beginning of our fiscal year. And as I mentioned to the ladies before everyone joined, I am absolutely on fire about what we can do for you, our trusted partner with TDM and Claris. So, first of all, this is my contact information. I promise only 4 slides, and to be fair, the first and last slide are basically the same. So really, only kind of 3 slides. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. My email is here. My cell number is here. You can call or text me at any time. Um, Even if I'm on the road or whatever, texting me on this number, preferably not too far after hours, is a great way to at least get a response or things in motion for what you need if it's a 911. For about 15 months, my job in Nextiva has been to help deliver our new messaging on where our platform was and what we can offer now and in the future. And for 15 months, my job has been to know and support my partners. Now, I have the luxury of being able to focus deeply on a key core of about 20 to 25 partners, which allows me to spend time with them, allows me to understand where we can add value to them, and really so that I can get to know them. It's important to me and to Nextiva that I know my partners because it opens up how we add value to each individual agency. Again, the luxury is that I get to really lean into about 20 to 25 total partners. Where we're adding value right now is in specific marketing plans, in peer-to-peer engagement for our technical product solution, for sales, for service delivery, understanding the difference between an agency that's in biz dev mode versus upsell of current base versus an agency that does both. So when a partner has come to me over the last 15 months and say, Joe, we want to break into a new market, then we write a plan to help them with that. Or we want to sell, or I'm sorry, we sell so much SD-WAN or cybersecurity, but we need to farm that current customer base and upsell, cross-sell Nextiva services into them. Then we create a plan for that. Or they might say, we need help selling upmarket or downmarket. Then we help them with that. Or they say, we would love to do something creative with our local customers that have potential to buy a product that Nextiva represents, or we want to sponsor a local healthcare event, and it would make us look better if we had a Nextiva subject matter expert to wear one of our polos and sit with us and help sponsor that and deliver a co-branded message. We write plans for those. And just as a side note, because I learned this last week, over 50% of our our current customer client base is in healthcare. So if you have healthcare people or you need healthcare specific win stories, reach out to me. We can arm you with all of those things. Now, the truth is with TDM and Claris, I have done a terrible job so far. Yes, we've done business together, but it's not even close to what we can be doing because the truth is, I don't know you guys. A number of you have emailed me. I've had phone calls with some of you. We did events in the last year or so, Louisville Tech Expo. But I don't know you guys as well as I should. And for that, I'm sorry. I have caught myself over the last 15 months getting wrapped around the axle of being too specific with my partners. This partner needs that, and this partner only sells into this segment or this vertical. I've been thinking of terms in terms of unified communications or UCaaS, contact center, CCaaS, CX as a service, when I should have been inspiring you guys as to what we really represent. And so today, I'm not going to talk about technology. I'm going to talk about how can we zoom way out and show you what Nextiva can offer to you guys. And so I've got 3 examples. I want to talk about these 3 companies, and I'm sure everyone on this call knows all 3 of these companies. Lenovo represents 25% market share in home computers and the selling of personal computers. Redbox rents over 50% of all DVDs to customers in the United States. And Barnes & Noble had a fiscal, even after a terrible COVID downturn, had fiscal year 24 sales of $1.57 billion. Now, think about the way that we view UCaaS and VoIP or cloud voice service or phone lines, or the way that we position contact center or CCaaS or call center or CX or whatever you want to call it. When I think in the old way, I think like Lenovo and Redbox and Barnes & Noble, and I think like their competitors. When I think in the old way, or the way that we're used to, I think things like, how do I sell more computers than Lenovo? Or how do I take over more DVD rentals than Redbox? Or how can we gain better market share selling into the book world, right? Stop thinking like these types of companies. Do you know who doesn't care that Lenovo sells 2.5 computers for every 1 computer that they sell? Apple doesn't care. Do you know who doesn't care that Redbox rents millions more DVDs than they do? Netflix. By the way, Netflix is a customer of ours. And who has the gall to laugh at $1.57 billion in book sales? A little company called Amazon. I want us to start thinking like the companies on the right and stop thinking in terms of the companies on the left. At some point, Apple stopped trying to sell more computers than anyone else in the market. And they started acting like a technology company. And at some point, Netflix stopped worrying about shipping the most DVDs that they could and started creating and streaming content. And at some point, Amazon stopped thinking about how to sell the most books online and figured out how to dominate a dozen different industries and change the way we expect all of e-commerce to operate. And the common thread is the companies on the right know us better. Apple knows my family because we have over 10 products that our family uses every single day, between iPhones and iPads and Apple Watches and Apple streaming services. Netflix knows what our television streaming preferences are, down to separate suggestions between myself, my wife, my son, and my daughter. And Amazon has changed the way that my 13 and 15-year-old look at all purchases. When my son buys a car off of eBay, it kills him that it comes 3 or 4 days later. Amazon has changed the way that we think about all e-commerce, and it's not just e-commerce. It's smart home. Alexa knows when we get up. She knows when we want the temperature of the house to change because it's hot and humid this time of year. She knows when to lock the doors. She knows when to turn the lights that are outside of the house off in the middle of the night. She knows when we go to bed. Amazon knows our music listening preferences, our streaming preferences for content, and Prime knows what I want to buy next. And also, they're happy to give it to me the same day with same-day shipping. The companies on the right simply know us better. And knowing us better makes them sticky and adds value to the relationship that we have with them. I need you to start thinking about Nextiva as this. We are transforming into a company that helps you know your customers better. Yes, I will still support you and we can still sell you phone lines and contact center and a brilliant social media and digital brand reputation piece. I challenge you to stop thinking about UC and CC only. And I challenge you to think of us this way. We help you know your customers better. It's not a one size fits all. It will never be. In fact, knowing your customers better looks different for every single one of you on this call. And it looks different to every single one of your clients knowing their customers better. With all due respect to these Tuesday trainings, the last thing you guys need on your plate is another CC or UC supplier pitching to you. But trust me, you need us. You need what Nextiva has to offer. Our solution helps your clients know their customers better. And our team, starting with me, is dedicated to supporting you and knowing your customers better. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I've done a terrible job of getting to know you guys. And we could be doing so much more together. We could be winning so much bigger together. And so my efforts are, how do we get to the point where I know you guys better? How do we get to the point where I know exactly what each and every single one of you needs to succeed? Not just with Nextiva, not just with voice products, not just with contact center. How do we help your business? Yes, you will ultimately sell Nextiva licenses by doing this, but I am dedicated to how can we help you be better? And the way for us to do that is, how do I figure out the way to know you better? Again, if you still want to operate the old way and send in registrations and help a little bit here and do this add-on, Joe is there to support you. Our IPM team will help me if I'm in the field or whatever. We will continue to support you. But what you need to drive better overall business, that's where I want to lean in with you. I want you to be thinking like Apple. I want you to not be thinking like Lenovo. Nobody wants to be Redbox, a failing company who still leads the market in DVD rentals. Who in the world rents DVDs anymore? If Netflix would have kept thinking that way, they'd be dead, just like Blockbuster is dead. Apple would still be selling computers. They would not have the impact on overall business and life like they do. Amazon, as you sell into the enterprise, Amazon is almost, it's a tricky thing because people know it and they respect it, but Amazon is competing with everyone now. That was never going to be their vision if they were just an online book selling company. And so if you want to operate the old way, again, I will support you. If this is too lofty, I get it. We will find someone on my team, led by me, will support you and however you want to go about this business. But if you want to think bigger, if you want to think better, Nextiva is the company that will act as a true partner to you, starting with me. Because Nextiva is the company that will support you in this, knowing your customers better, period. So because I did a terrible job, again, this is my contact information. You can text me, call me anytime. It's this guy. I will answer. If I don't answer, I'll let you know that I'll answer shortly. You can email me. Everybody gets a lot of emails. It's not my preferred, but if that's how you want to communicate, I will meet you there. Please, please, please get in contact with me. Let's sit down. Let's figure out a way to win. If you want to sit down and talk contact center technology and UC and all those things, brothers and sisters, I will have that conversation with you. But I really want to take this thing to the next level. I really want to win with you guys. And I think it's thinking like an Apple company, not the companies on the left, the companies we represented on the right. We can do that.
Hey, Joe, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone. We do have a
Please.
couple, we do have a couple questions to start already, though, while
Love
Jennifer
it.
sets this up. So the first one is give us an example of how you can help us know our customers better.
Yeah. So what we're finding when I work with partners, partners will come to me and say, to give you an example, I have an agency that I work with out of Twin Cities, and they have a number of sales folks that really want to lean in healthcare and insurance. And just in knowing that, that helps us turn and say, okay, are they current customers or are you trying to do business development? Well, then we want to do business development. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the SMEs on the Nextiva side that lean into healthcare. Now we're going to decide who do we have represent you when we do a local trade show or a local expo that's specifically targeted to healthcare, that's specifically targeted to Minnesota and surrounding areas, right? Because that's exactly the customer base they want to go after. So then what we're doing is we're leading in. We're starting the conversations at the expo. We already have the background knowledge of what are these healthcare companies going to care about. When it comes to voice products or communication products or contact center, we know who the leaders are in CRM. We know who the leaders are in ERP. We know these things because we sell already and have tons of customers that can represent their Nextiva service as references in healthcare. And so we come into a conversation for that specific opportunity where we already have the SMEs in place. And now we lean into deeper conversations that way.
Okay, and the next question is, how can you help us get in front of more customers? Give us some examples of what you are doing with other top producing agents.
Yeah. Obviously, for biz dev, the last example is a good one. I have customers that again come to or partners that come to us and say, "Hey Joe, I sell only in the SMB. We'd love to be up market." Or, "Hey Joe, we sell in Michigan and Indiana. Help us break into Ohio." We have tools on our side. Everyone uses Zoom Info or Intent as far as lists. We believe that lists is one of those garbage in, garbage out. So if we're going to help pay for a list or move into biz dev efforts, we want to make sure that we have data that's relevant, and we want to make sure that we have data that is current. From there, we have a couple things we can do. As an example, for a partner that I work with in Indianapolis, 4 different salespeople, 3 of them are working in one campaign with us together. They have targeted lists. One has 5 customers she's targeting for new logo. One has 15 customers. They're all local. They're all local to Indianapolis. And then the last salesperson is doing something completely different. She has a long, long history of installing and servicing Genesis Pure Cloud and Pure Connect. And so we are going after customers that are not working with this partner agency, but that we know are on Pure Connect, which is an end-of-life product coming up. And how can we know them better and understanding what their pain points are going to be as the support starts to end for that. Now, for the ladies that have between the 5 and the 15 different prospects, what we're going to do is we're going to take their lists and their intel. We have a system we use called Partner Tap. It references our Salesforce database. At any point, did we have a direct deal or any sort of information on this customer? At the time, who was the point person? We can then cross-reference that with other data, intent data that we can get. But it opens up the opportunity to say, okay, so how do we take this list of 5 to 15? We're going to do a co-branded outreach, whether it's with our SDR team, a third-party SDR team, whether we use our resources with the partner resources. We really do it the way that works best with how the agency goes to business anyway. From there, we're going to breadcrumb it, not to do too much opening the Komodo here on what exactly we're doing, but we breadcrumb it. So we incentivize the overall group of prospects to meet with both of us. Say it's $100, $200 gift card that we're going to give them to get on a conversation between the agent and Nextiva. If they come and it appears that we're going to qualify them in a certain way, we're going to whittle that funnel down a little bit more. From there, again, they're local. We're going to breadcrumb it even more. Can you guys do a demo? Does it make sense from a timing perspective to you to put eyes on product, or for us to go into your business and look at how you guys are communicating with each other and with your customer? We're going to incentivize that because we know that that's a more interested buyer, someone that's a warmer buyer at that point. And then from there, maybe we take a third step and say, hey, we've whittled it down between the three lists. We've got 35 that we started with. 10 of them were legit warm list leads. 5 of those are people that are probably going to buy in the next 6 months that we actually were able to meet with in person. Now, how do we get better FaceTime? How do we do something that's specifically catered to what we've learned so far in the first meetings, or what the preferences are, who they are, where, do they have kids? Are they local? What do they like to do in the area? And that means we do one-on-one or small group stuff with those guys. It helps at Nextiva's name, and it also helps the agent, because our idea with these events is, yeah, we want to sell them Nextiva, but we want to open it up so you guys can sell everything that you can sell to them.
Your incentive to help grow existing customers,
Correct.
that goes towards your quota.
100%.
Is that a change? Because that
It
wouldn't
is.
help.
That's a change as of the last 12 months. Julie, I understand we're in a different spot right now. Let's go to market and win however we can do that, whether that's a MACD or whether that's a new logo. Shoot, let's go out there and do both.
Okay, thank you.
Who else has questions?
So I heard you talk about healthcare, and
Yeah.
healthcare is tricky, right? So that could mean a major medical system, or that could mean private individual offices and everything in between.
Yep.
Where are you guys finding most of your success, and what's typically the solution that you're providing to?
Yeah, so the one thing that we do different from a lot of our competitors is we have a completely separate HIPAA environment, which already gives us, I think, a better understanding of what the medical field as a customer base needs. And we have history yet, as you know, from SMB, into the enterprise. The truth is, on the healthcare, we do a lot with, doctor's offices where there's multiple locations, or I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, essentially multi-location, like smaller practices.
Okay.
Franchise is what I was looking for. That was the word.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that concludes our presentation for today.
Well,
Joe, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll make sure all your contact information is posted for future questions.